Welcome to the Arkansas Weather Blog, an update recorded late Friday morning with the new global forecasting system, the GFS. The morning run is in, and this is a high-impact forecast for Sunday. It is going to be a mess the way it looks right now. Bitterly cold air coming in by the beginning of next week, and all this cold air is coming in while it's precipitating. High impact forecast because you've got the Little Rock Marathon. You got people traveling from all over the United States coming into Arkansas, especially the region. And never mind the marathon. Let's say you have travel plans. This is going to have a ripple effect through the airline industry throughout much of the central United States. This is a significant storm system, and we're going to be right on the edge of the rain and the ice line here. Now, again, I want to show you, I'm going to compare to you, because if you read my blog this morning, and you read that 99 out of 100 times, the cold air gets here faster and stronger than the models predict when you're talking about true Arctic air. This is the run of the GFS. This is the overnight run, what we call the 6Z run. So this is older data. And this is valid. It's very important. Valid Sunday at 6 p.m. Notice the freezing line. All the frozen precipitation is still located across northern Arkansas. This is at 6 p.m. and rain across central Arkansas. The warm front is situated right in here. The boundary is draped right over central Arkansas. You see these black lines, how tightly and how closely spaced together they are over Oklahoma and Missouri. Those are isobars. The closer those are together, that means that you have a significant pressure gradient and a lot of wind. So that's what's going to be over us on Monday. But I want to show you, that's the old run. Look at the new run. At the exact same time, look where it's trending. The new run is trending colder. The 32-degree line, instead of being across northern Arkansas, is now much further towards the south, and it's sensing that east-northeasterly component to the wind, and it drives down that cold, low-level Arctic air southward, and you notice how it has a harder time getting to this area of the state. Classic. That happens when you have low-level Arctic air. So you see, this is the area of frozen precipitation. It does a little northward jog like this, and it goes south. So this purple is freezing rain, and I'm afraid that we're going to see quite a bit of sleet out of this, especially northern Arkansas, and quite a bit of freezing rain right along the southern edge of that. Again, this is valid late Sunday afternoon. Look at those black lines. The wind is going to be howling. So in the small area that does get freezing rain, you worry because you're talking about power outages possibly. I'm not going to say that's going to happen, but I'm just going to put that on the table as a possibility, and just stay tuned. Now, this is over the next 6 hours from 6 p.m. to midnight, and you can see we have transitioned to sleet across much of Arkansas. According to this new data, again, this is not a forecast, this is a computer model, but it's trending colder and looking more like the North American model. So if you looked on this blog post, I showed you there are differences still. But now the GFS is looking more and more like the NAM. So the forecast confidence on this is increasing. It's still Friday. Things can and always do change. But just an incredible pressure gradient across the state with this area of low pressure moving off towards our east, drilling cold air southward across much of the natural state. By Monday morning, the precipitation's out of here. All right? There's a 1038 millibar high, area of low pressure here. The pressure gradient still very strong winds. Let's take a look at the temperatures. And I'm going to go back for all you marathoners and look at precipitation on Saturday morning or Sunday morning. Remember, if you looked on the blog post, you saw this is at, again, 6 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. The front stayed stationary across central Arkansas. It's a little bit further towards the south now. It's in the 30s and low 40s. Upper 30s and lower 40s across central Arkansas, below freezing across the north. Again, that's at 6 a.m. on Sunday. Look what happens by noon. That front is further towards the south. So instead of the front being stationary along the I-40 corridor, it has now moved into southern Arkansas with the new run of the data. Look at this cold air. Single digits on March the 2nd. Single digits on March the 2nd for Missouri and Kansas. This cold air is going to wedge right down some of that, and you see some of this coming around, and that frontal boundary is south of Little Rock. By noon, we're in the low to mid-30s across central Arkansas. It's showing 33 degrees. So what if it's 32? If this is a degree too warm? Could be 35. So it's a very close call at noon in central Arkansas. But look what happens by 6 p.m., that cold air continues to move towards the south. It's still in the low to mid 30s here, but look at the freezing line. It's 23 Clinton, 29 degrees in Searcy. So that cold air is wedging down into central Arkansas, and still single digits to the north. I mean, this is some cold stuff heading our way. Can't stress that enough. All right, this is Monday morning at 6 a.m. Teens, single digits across the north. Wind chill readings will likely be around 0. So lots of wind, very cold wind chill temperatures, and the wind is going to be phenomenal. So if there's any significant ice in the trees, you're talking about possibly some power outages. Now, this is the new run of the GFS, and let's just go for all the marathoners out there. You look at the precipitation, and this is at 12Z on Sunday, which is 6 a.m. This is Zulu time. So you're looking at precipitation over the previous 6 hours. So what the new model is saying here, that there is rain, a cold rain coming down throughout central Arkansas between midnight and 6 a.m. across Pulaski County. And it's showing amounts around 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch of rain. Now let's go from 6 a.m. until noon. It picks up in intensity, gets colder. Remember, the temperature at this time is in the low to mid 30s. It's showing a cold rain in Pulaski County with amounts close to 1/4 of an inch during that 6-hour time period. So there's a cold rain around. So there you have it. Here on the Arkansas Weather Blog, it does look like a significant storm system with the frozen precipitation obviously starting out northern Arkansas first and then drilling down into central Arkansas. The way that the NAM and the GFS is shaping up, that frozen precipitation comes south into central Arkansas, maybe even southern Arkansas. But I want to caution you again, it's Friday, February 28th. We're talking about a system that is not forecast to come in until Sunday. And this system is still out in the Pacific Ocean, so it has to be sampled by our upper air network. And when that happens, all that data will get put into the computer models, and it will be initialized with that data, and we should have a more, at least get down to more specifics and even a higher degree of confidence in the forecast as we go out in time here this weekend. So thank you very much for coming to the Arkansas Weather Blog. I hope this information was helpful. This is, again, the Arkansas Weather Blog, your ticket to big weather events.